A reading from the Book of Wisdom, chapter 19, seventh antithesis, the crossing of the sea. But the godless were assailed by merciless anger to the very end, for he knew beforehand what they would do. How, after letting his people leave and hastening their departure, they would change their minds and give chase. They were actually still conducting their mourning rites and lamenting at the tombs of their dead, when another mad scheme came into their heads, and they set out to pursue, as though runaways, the people whom they had expelled and begged to go. A well-deserved fate urged them to this extreme and made them forget what had already happened, so that they would add to their torments the one punishment outstanding. And while your people were experiencing a journey contrary to all expectations, would themselves meet an extraordinary death. For the whole creation, submissive to your commands, had its very nature recreated, so that your children should be preserved from harm. Overshadowing the camp, there was the cloud. Where there had been water, dry land was seen to rise, an unimpeded way from the Red Sea, from tempestuous waves, a green plain. Sheltered by your hand, the whole nation passed across, gazing at these amazing prodigies. They were like horses at pasture. They skipped like lambs, singing your praises, Lord, their deliverer. Nature refashioned for Israel, for they still remembered the events of their exile, how the land had bred mosquitoes instead of animals, and the river had disgorged millions of frogs instead of fish. Later, they were to see a new way for birds to come into being, when, goaded by desire, they demanded something tasty. And quails came up out of the sea to satisfy them. On the sinners, however, punishments rained down, not without violent thunder as early warning. And they suffered what their own crimes had justly deserved, since they had shown such bitter hatred to foreigners. Others indeed had failed to welcome strangers who came to them, but the Egyptians had enslaved their own guests and benefactors. The sinners, moreover, will certainly be punished for it, since they gave the foreigners a hostile welcome. But the latter, having given a festive reception to people who already shared the same rights as themselves, later overwhelmed them with terrible labors. Hence they were struck with blindness, like the sinners at the gate of the righteous, when, with yawning darkness all around them, each had to find the way through his own door. For a new harmony of the elements occurred, as on a harp the notes may change their rhythm, though all the while preserving the same tone, and this is exactly what happened, as may be inferred from the sight of what occurred. Land animals became aquatic. Swimming ones took to the land. Fire reinforced its strength in water, and water forgot the power of extinguishing it. Flames, on the other hand, did not char the flesh of delicate animals that entered into them, nor did they melt the delicious crystalline heavenly food. Concluding doxology. For in every way, Lord, you have made your people great and glorious. You have never failed to help them at any time or place. The word of the Lord.